Last week, we had the monthly report for the month of October, and as often is the case here after a season con, there wasn't much that wasn't discussed at the event. However, there is one particular mention that caught my attention, and that is the fact that the Anvil Liberator is starting its development cycle. Now, before we get started, I wanted to give, as always, a big massive thanks to my Patreon and YouTube members. If you too want to support the channel, any help is of course much appreciated. VIP members get access to early special videos that I make. They can watch the videos ad-free with a full script that they can read at the same time, and they can have access to exclusive giveaway entries. And this month, I'm giving away a Shiv just for my VIP members, guys. So if you want to help, well, any help over there is much appreciated, as I said, and you'll have the link in the description down below. So, why does the development of the Anvil Liberator matter particularly, in my opinion? Well, as we know, CIG don't want to develop ships that do not have their associated gameplay ready in the game. In the past, we've had ships that were made available in the game, and unfortunately, there was no gameplay available for them, like for example with the Drake Herald for data running, or the Anvil Karak, which is supposed to be a long-range explorer. CIG want to avoid these situations when they release ships that don't have any use, and that is why they have focused on ships that cater to existing gameplay. So when it comes to the Liberator, this ship won't have many purposes other than carrying vehicles. It's basically going to be the pocket carrier that we've all been waiting for in the game. And during this year's season con, CIG mentioned an upcoming gameplay feature that a lot of players have been anticipating: the ability to repair and rearm ships from within a mothership hangar. As far as I'm concerned, I think that this is going to be a very useful feature, especially for orgs that use motherships. With the Erad Club, we have been using large ships as carriers for many years at this point. We started with a C2 Hercules, we carried Furies in the Karak, we used the 890 Jump as a Star Destroyer, and of course, we've been using the Polaris and the Idris with onboard fighters on many occasions, but each time we encountered the same situation that made us waste a lot of time, and that was very impractical on the long term. Damage on our fighters accumulated to a point where they became unusable, and there was nothing we could do about them unless we engaged in the tedious process of going to a surface outpost or a station to repair them individually. With the ability to repair and rearm ships from within a dedicated ship hangar, we will be able to organize operations such as these and keep them running for a much longer period until we actually lose our ships because of actual destruction and not an accumulation of damage. The process itself, according to what CIG said, is going to be rather simple. We will just need to have enough ammunition and repair materials on the cargo grid, and these will be used to repair our ships. Mounting operations with a squadron of players does have major inconveniences though. It requires motherships that are very expensive. The Polaris is priced at $750 and the Idris costs players way more than $1,000. And while the Polaris can be earned in-game at the cost of a very intensive grind with weak Hilo, the Idris can't, which means that it is currently locked behind a steep paywall. The Liberator is, however, priced at $500 when it is on sale, which is still very expensive for a digital item, but still 2/3 of the price of the Polaris, meaning that more players should be able to pledge for one if they wish to do so. There is going to be one major difference between how players use the Liberator and other carriers though. While the Idris can easily carry light fighters and medium fighters, the Liberator will have a harder time, especially inside its hangar. Where I think the Liberator will really be useful will be when players will want to carry squadrons of snub fighters like either Merlins or Furies. Inside the ship, these snub fighters will have a dedicated space where they will be able to be placed and maintained. Development will also be very convenient, as the hangar door covers the entire front surface of the hangar, which means that fighters will have a very easy access to entry and exit, which should also reduce the amount of takeoff and landing accidents that we've seen in our ships. So, when should we expect the Liberator to be available in the game? Well, if we take a look at other large ships, because yes, it's over 110 meters long, it is a rather large ship, And also, if we consider, however, that they're probably going to be using parts of Anvil ships, like from the Asgard or the Karak as well, well, I would imagine that it's probably going to be taking a year for CIG to finish this ship. Maybe we'll see it at SeasonCon, and most likely we're going to see it next year at IAE 2956. So, in the end, I think that the Liberator is really marking an important step for Star Citizen's gameplay evolution. This ship is not just another concept being dusted off. It's a sign that CIG are preparing long-awaited mothership repair and rearm mechanics, a feature that will finally make carrier-based operations practical and sustainable. For organized groups and players who love coordinated missions, this could fundamentally change how long-term campaigns are conducted in the verse. And these are campaigns that we often do with the Eradicator, by the way, so if you want to join us, well, you have a link in the Discord down below. While the Liberator will still be a significant investment, of course, its lower price point compared to a larger capital ship like the Polaris or the Idris makes it more accessible to those who want to experience the thrill of carrier gameplay without breaking the bank. Most importantly, it will open the door to persistent mobile operations, the kind of emergent gameplay many of us have been dreaming about since the early days of Star Citizen. And as always, if you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more Star Citizen updates and discussions, and of course, a big thank you once again to my amazing Patreon and YouTube members. I have been Iran, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.